Can they hear me? I'll pretend I can hear it. Nice. No?
Yep, they can't hear me. All right. Can they hear me now, though? All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Hello. Oh yeah. Okay, we're in business now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was just checking as well.
Yeah, great. Okay. You guys can hear me. All right, great. Let's see. There we go. And we're live. Hello. Okay. What's up, man?
Oh my god, it's me. Yeah, what's up? This is crazy.
Yeah, it's
This is my first
insane.
ever stream.
Yeah, we have to pretend like we haven't been in the call for the past 30 minutes. Yeah.
That's so true.
But hey, okay. Again with that guy saying new boyfriend. That doesn't matter. Let's let's get over the creeps in the chat. And so yeah.
That's based.
What's up, man? How you been doing?
Good, dude.
Good.
This is. Thanks for having me on. This is
Yeah.
bananas. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, no problem, man. You're like trial run. It's like the first one in the kind of series, I guess, that I'm starting. I just want to interview as many like content creators as possible. I want to see what's
Yeah,
up.
dope.
Yeah,
Are
cool.
you gonna do it all stream, or are you gonna do like?
Yeah, I think mostly all stream. I want to
Yeah.
do Anvil next, actually. I haven't talked to him yet.
Yes.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, I'll let him know if you want.
Oh yeah, no, I'll text him later. It's okay. Anyway, no Anvil talk. So yeah, what you been up to lately? What you been doing?
Oh man, what have I been doing? I don't even know. Lots of like thinking about YouTube. I think. Like,
Yeah?
that's like a lot of the. I think that's like what.
That's like half
Wow.
the job.
Yeah, it's my first freaking tangent. I feel like a lot of the job is like creating is like thinking about what the hell do you do next.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's like kind of what most of my day is.
That's
and then
great.
working on work, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. What is work though? What are you talking about there?
What is work?
Yeah, like what work? Like videos
Wait,
or
do your viewers know who I am? Should I
yeah,
introduce
think.
myself?
Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, maybe let's introduce yourself, man.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay. So I'm Avi. I'm 24. I live in Adelaide, South Australia, and I guess I'm a keyboard content creator. Trying to do other things as well, but primarily keyboard content creator.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's cool. This guy is a homie, and yeah, he's a guy. Anyway, I wanted to ask though, what? So you just said you're trying to do other things. Can you like explain what type of other things?
Other things, as in terms of YouTube or outside
Whatever.
of YouTube?
Yeah, like whatever you feel like. But in terms of YouTube first, probably.
So how do I say this? I think like a predicament that I don't know how much I can speak on it, but like that I'm definitely in with like keyboard content creation is that it's hard to keep making videos about a keyboard because it's like it's ultimately just a metal rectangle with buttons.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
like how do I do something with this?
Right. Yeah.
Because you can't really. It's not like a smartphone where you can like
It gets updates.
rattle up. Yeah, exactly. And that, it does life-changing stuff. Like
Exactly.
a keyboard just does the same thing, right? So for me, it's like I need to try and figure out how to tell a different story, or like how I use the keyboard, right? So
Yeah.
that's like what I'm trying to do, but I feel like I've squeezed that a little bit too much already in like my content. So I'm just trying to figure out like how I can do different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool because I'm also looking into it. I'm looking into like I would call it maybe like film or short movies, like short, just cool stuff. I'm working on it on the side, but keyboards are the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what are you? Because you've been cooking up some videos too, right? Like what's in the pipeline, or is that all secret?
No, I guess we could talk about it right now. Hey, what's good, Oz Asian? I'd say the burnout video, the one I interviewed you in February for, that's I'm cooking that up, and then there's two others. One that might get PETA, like me called into PETA, like the animal rescue.
What? What?
and then the
What?
second one is like guitar harmonics. You know, like the 6 sound that comes out of guitar. Yeah. I'm trying to put that in a keyboard, but. We'll see.
What?
You'll see.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
crazy.
I basically built a piano. Is like what I'm saying.
Oh my god. Yeah, you have so many ideas. I can't even.
Yeah, maybe after the stream I'll show you like what I have. But yeah.
Oh my god, Squashy, what's good?
Oh, Squashy's
This is
in
crazy.
Oh yeah,
That's
maybe
nuts.
I should talk about the PETA thing. I'm putting a fish in a keyboard. I'm making it humane.
Okay.
I'm designing a full, like, I guess my fish is in a fish bowl right now, but I'm designing like an actual aquarium for him. and there's a keyboard on top. And I got TBO to send me their keyboard to build it around.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Oh my god. That is insane.
Bye, Squash.
I don't know how you're gonna do that.
We'll look into it. Yeah, I'll show you later. I don't want to talk about it on stream too much. It's like crazy.
Oh my god.
But yeah. So
I keep looking at the chat. I'm so distracted.
It's okay. Yeah, that's really cool. I can't read fast enough to like to look at the chat.
Yeah, no, I'm the
talk.
same.
Yeah.
I'm like, should I read out what's going on here? Should I not?
I don't know. I can't believe Squash. Oh, Squashy's here. Okay. I'm definitely cooking up something. I hope you stick around and watch that. All right, but this is not about me. It's about Avi right now. So I wanted to ask about User Studios. Just getting right into it. Yeah. Can you explain to us what it is? Just short. Yeah.
Short or long? Because there's a long story behind it.
Then let's go with the long story.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not gonna try and bore too many people, but basically what happened was I like did architecture at uni.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, now that I think about it, this is probably the first time I've like hard said that Yuzu exists on like any kind of video. So so basically I was at like the long story is like when I was at uni, I started a media company when I was there by accident because I was like doing a lot of cycling stuff. I was like because I was like in like the world of cycling and like that was like my hobby before like keyboards. And I essentially picked up a bunch of like filmmaking skills as a kid. And actually, wait, let me start that again. I'm gonna start right from the start because then it'll make sense. Okay, so when I was a kid, I don't know about you, but like, you know, when you're a creative person, you go through school and you just don't gel with school and you just try and distract yourself with stuff.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was like probably the same as you. It was like, I want to learn how to use a camera or something like that, or like any type of creativity, right? So it was like you pick up some random skills and you're just like distracting yourself from schoolwork with these skills, right? So it's like I would go through school and it was at the time like I didn't grow up with much, so it was whatever we had, like Photoshop from school or like whatever, and just learning all those skills. And I had a mate that I made, like me and my friend, we learned all these skills together. Oh my God, I'm so scattered right now.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
Yeah.
we essentially like started with like Photoshop and then like learned. So you sort of like get to the end of Photoshop. Yeah, CS3. You're totally right. Or like Photoshop Portable, and like you like sort of like get to the end and you're like, oh, I want to learn how to like design a logo or something. So then you're like, I'm going to learn Illustrator or something like that. And you just sort of like keep doing this, right? And I essentially by the time I got into uni, my dream was to like be a graphic designer. But I was like, my dad, I talked to him and he was like, nah, no chance, bro. There's no way. Like, you can't do that.
If you're not making money, you don't go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? All right. So I ended up choosing architecture because in my brain I was like, architecture, that's just graphic design on steroids, like surely. And then so basically I had this mate who I had been friends with since I was like 5 years old. We both went to the same primary school, different high schools, and then we ended up going to the same uni and doing the same uni course. And we've been like best friends through the entire thing. And what happened was when he was in high school, he sort of took like a more like finance route. He got more into like stocks and all that kind of stuff. And I just never understood it. And I kept working on like my creative stuff. And we sort of like hung out together on the bike. Like it was always like riding bikes together. And I essentially, when we got back to uni, I had essentially developed all these skills and we kind of grew up together because the basic, I don't know if this is easily followable right now.
It is. We're good.
Okay, good. We live on the same street and we have been for like forever.
Yeah.
So we basically were like brothers, like the whole way through school. And when we came to uni, I still had developed all these skills, but he hadn't. But we grew up learning the same stuff. But anyway, what happened was I was in uni doing architecture. I think I was in my 3rd year or something like that. And I was really into the cycling scene. Ended up going interstate for a bike race, brought my camera with me, took some videos, whatever. And there was a guy there who was like, oh, dude, you do videos? And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess. Like, I just stuff around. And he was like, oh, like, what do you do? And I was like, pulled up my Instagram. I was like, I don't know, like, you know, had no portfolio or anything. So I just like scrolled through everything. And he was like, oh, dude, like, this is actually good. And I was like, really? I don't know. I was just like following tutorials on YouTube, like, all right, I guess. And he was like, we should like work together. And I was like, what does that mean? Because, you know, like I grew up like watching YouTube videos of people who are like, I'm a creative, I'm a graphic designer, I do this stuff for a living. But for me, it was like, nah, no chance. Cause you know, that seed had been planted in my head of like, no chance.
Right, exactly.
And he essentially was like, you know, we should work together. We should just chat and hang out, whatever. And I was like, yeah, sure. Anything that means that I don't have to make coffees every single day because I was working at a cafe at the time. So I was like, if this can supplement that, then I'm chilled. So essentially, because in Australia, you want to trade under a business name. You don't want to be like a sole trader forever. We just came up with a random name and just sort of like went with it and just see what happened. And he had a bunch of contacts, and what blew my mind was like how fast it popped off. We were like the first, like I haven't really actually said this like publicly before, but like what happened was it was called Hikari Media. He came with the name, not me. And I just went with it. And the first client we had was like this grassroots cycling brand. And the second client was, what was it? It was like a subsidiary of like Nike Australia.
Oh, that's
so sick. It went from like that to that. And
that's a great,
then the
like,
next
massive
client
step.
And then the next client we had after that was the Olympic team.
That's crazy.
So it went from nothing to like quite a lot to like what is happening in like the space of like a month. So we were freaking out, and I was like, you know, I'm just like this kid and I'm still at uni
Yeah.
and I'm like, what am I doing? And within like a couple like months, it was like talking about getting me on flights to go to Glasgow for like the like trials, or going to like Tokyo 2020 as like their photographer
That's
and all kinds
crazy.
of stuff. So it was like insane. But this was
Mm-hmm.
like the first time that I was like, I can actually make money from this thing that used to be a distraction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, interesting. And just sort of kept doing that while I was at uni.
Yeah.
Got into masters, started doing masters. And in our final year of masters, I was still doing this business. And we have to do like work placements.
Yeah.
And I remember so clearly, I was like, you know, like I'm doing this stuff now, but architecture is still the dream. Like I'm still gonna do architecture. That's still
Yeah.
gonna be my career. But what ended up happening was, like, I ended up. What happened was, we ended up going into like our work placements to do like work experience,
Yeah.
and it was like I kid you not, it was like 2 weeks of sitting down every day for 7 hours just drawing staircases. Like it was literally just like
Just
drawing like
hell.
railings, like just like staircases,
Yeah.
like railings and like toilets, like where the toilet goes. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing?
I'm not
But
doing
then
this
the
no more.
crazy,
Yeah.
yeah. But then the craziest thing was I would go back home
Mm-hmm.
and I would be organizing shoots for like the Olympic team.
That's
So
so
I was like,
crazy.
no, but like, yeah, because like what happened was essentially I was like, I would rather spend like 7 hours of my day doing the other stuff and not drawing staircases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, like I just like this entire time, because I was doing uni with Javen, who's my main
Yeah.
business partner. Now business partner. He essentially was like, we should do something. Like we should just. He watched me do everything through uni. I was like,
Yeah.
he's like, we should do something. And like the first business that I was working at, kind of fizzled out. I'm not gonna say why, because
Yeah. Yeah.
the other guy's business, not mine.
Yeah.
But he like that kind of fizzled out, and essentially I was doing freelance, and I was like, should I go into? It was like this weird crossroads of like,
Yeah.
do I go into architecture full time, or do I do this business with Javen and see what happens? And I was like, sort of putting two and two together, and I was like, you don't earn much when you start architecture, and I'm very like super fortunate to be able to even say that. And I was like, you know, I live at home with my dad. I don't pay rent or anything. Javen lives down the road.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got a spare room. Like, let's turn it into an office and let's see what happens.
That's crazy.
And that's literally, then that's where I am now.
That's
so-
insane.
Yeah. So that's kind of the story. And like the name came from, in uni, we had to like make up like a fake
Yeah.
firm, like architecture firm. And it was called Yuzu Architects. And we were like, let's just call it Yuzu Studios and see what happens. So that's pretty much it.
crazy. That's actually like
I hope I didn't.
no, that's crazy because I can't believe that this thing that you were doing as a distraction, basically just picking up a camera, filming things, became your job while you were doing like university, and then you just started it like completely. You graduated, you have your master's, you have your full degree, and you're like, you know what? Let me throw this away for a second. Let me do this, and it's so sick. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Oh, thanks, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
it.
crazy,
But yeah,
man.
that's pretty much like the full story. And then like the YouTube channel
Yeah.
is so it sounds weird, but like
Yeah.
we didn't want to be chasing clients when we were doing Yuzu. So the strategy was I would start a YouTube channel
Right. Yeah.
and grow the channel. And you know, I'm not gonna push Yuzu or anything because
Right.
I'm passionate about YouTube. So I was like, I just want to make good videos and see what happens, and like use it as like a training. Like I'll train myself to make good videos, and then because most clients nowadays want YouTube videos or
or
Instagram
shorts like on
reels. So
Instagrams. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So Javen is doing shorts and I'm doing Instagram, and then we're just trying to see what happens. But now it's like getting to the point where YouTube is actually bringing in enough, and I'm like, I can actually kind of full energy into YouTube. So I'm like, see what happens with that. But yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what User Studios is. I personally like you told me about Yuzu in February and that stuff, and like I understood it, but online, like I haven't really seen much of Yuzu other than the Instagram account, right? And so you told me back then that like the channel funnels things into Yuzu, like people into Yuzu. So,
Essentially.
yeah, so I was just gonna ask, like, why don't you push it just a tiny bit more?
Well,
Yeah.
I value, like, this is getting super meta niche. I don't know. I don't know how
It's
much
okay.
anyone
We'll
wants
move
to
on
hear
in a
this.
sec. We'll move on in a sec. I want to hear this.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
if you want, you can tell me
Okay.
later. Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
It's just very nitty gritty, but like, it's like for me, it's like I value my audience, right? Like I don't want to push
For real.
product, and I don't. That's why in my videos I like never push.
Yeah.
I never push like, we're doing,
Nope.
you know, go buy this or go do this, because I don't like that. I just don't like the
Yeah.
idea of like using the audience for money. So, the whole idea of like going like, oh, you should check out my thing, it feels
Yeah.
disingenuous to me. So I'm like, I'd rather just sort of really flex the creative muscle, like really
Yeah.
go all out with the videos, and then have someone go like, what else does he do?
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
That's-
I don't know.
No, that happens. That definitely happens because it happened with me. Like I was looking, and then I saw Yuzu in the description of your Instagram, and god damn it, and then I clicked it, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. So that was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about sponsors. Like, you just said that you don't like, I guess, monetizing the audience with sponsors. Is there like a specific reason for that, or is it just like, something you
It
don't like?
depends. It depends. I just don't think I found the right sponsor, because
Yeah.
there's like, I definitely, you gotta pay the bills, and like,
Yeah.
you know, like it makes sense, because I guess if you're in the market of YouTube, you're kind of in the advertising business, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you essentially, like by default, if you have, what's it called, AdSense on, you are advertising on your channel, right? So
Yeah.
in my mind, I just want to find the right sponsors. So like the first one I had was Milanote, and that to me was really
Right.
good, because I
Use Milanote.
actually use Milanote like every day. And I was like, I don't have a problem, I guess, like talking about their product, because it's integral to my life.
Yeah.
So
I guess that
just,
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. And I just don't know. I don't know who else aligns with that right now, who is looking for a creator under 10K subs. So
Yeah, I
you know.
don't know. It's like for me, I've had a sponsorship with PCBWay, and then like Atco sent me a couple keyboards. But for me, that's like integral for what I'm doing, because I keep losing money on the videos, just continuously like losing money. Like the burnout video, I think if I transfer it into dollars, maybe $500 down, you know? So
Yikes.
yeah,
Nah.
it's sometimes it's integral, sometimes I need it. But yeah, with PCBWay, it's something I genuinely use. So that's what I'm gonna use for
Okay,
the
that's
fish.
Yeah,
But,
do they cover? Actually, no, I shouldn't ask. Don't worry
No,
about
you
it.
tell me later.
I'll
Okay?
ask later.
Later, yeah.
Yeah, because like the current sponsors I have is like Daily Clack. Daily Clack's
Yeah,
sponsor a fair few things, and
yeah.
TGR is one actually.
TGR is crazy.
Yeah, so that's coming up soon.
That's insane. Oh, one
yeah.
second, I messed up the entire stream. All right, there we go. We're back. All right, yeah.
Oh, Cintiq says, Avi, could you try and make your own keyboard? I would love to. I would love to.
That'd be fire.
Thank you, by the way. But yeah, I would love to. It'd be one day. I would love to collaborate with someone. See what happens.
I actually have okay. I'll tease this a little bit here. Yeah, Squashy, paying the bills is important. He's right. But
Absolutely. Man's gonna keep the lights on.
yeah, I'll tease this here. The end of the burnout video is like this really high end kind of conclusion to not a high end, maybe like mid range keyboard that I'm planning. That has an all new like mount, all new stuff, and I don't know. I want to see if I can even push that at all to like have people interested in it. So I get where you're coming from with wanting to make a keyboard. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah,
That'd be so
crazy.
sick.
I'll show it to you later.
Oh,
I'll show you
man.
the plans later. But yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, Yellow Nother is asking Abby, what about Norbauer?
Oh yeah.
Should I talk about that? That one's
You should definitely
that one's a whole...
talk. I was actually wondering about that right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's crazy because that one started out as like... So actually...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna nerd out too much about this,
okay.
but like the a big thing that I always like stress about is like... Actually, I'll talk about this later. But basically what happened was I met a guy on Instagram. His name's Mig. He's awesome. He's like a fantastic filmmaker. I love his work. And he worked with Norbau, and I was like, you know, how did you get in contact with him? Yeah, and he was like, oh, like, Norbau was like, you know, I just cold emailed him, and like we ended up becoming mates. I was like, oh, dope. And he's like, oh, like, you know, he said like he watches my channel, and he was like, you know, like, love what you do. And I was like, and he was like, you know, I could get you guys in touch if you want. And I was like, sure, all right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so he ended up getting me in touch with Ryan, and we just started chatting from there. Had a few calls, and Ryan was like, I essentially pitched to him the video because I wanted to do a video about the Heavy Grail, because the Heavy Grail is ultimately Ryan's like essentially last Topra offering.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because like, well, the last is like the data pad, but that's a numpad. But the Heavy Grail is like his last keyboard offering, right? So he was like, and there was a lot of engineering behind it that was just like never told. There was no like, because like, I don't know if you've used one before, but the HHKB.
I wish.
Yeah, the HHKB is like, it's got an integrated top.
Right.
Like
top plate.
The plate is integrated into the keyboard.
Yeah.
So in order to recreate the feeling of the HHKB, you have to essentially recreate the plate. So he had to measure the plate of the HHKB and, you know, find the like exact like plastic compound and like mold and everything to like redo the whole thing. Yeah. And, you know, because it's an enthusiast keyboard, it's not done at scale, so it's super expensive. And like, this is just one guy, you know? So he had to do all of that, and that was just like not really publicized very well, like anywhere. And then like, so I ended up, you know, telling Ryan like what I thought, and I was like, I would love to like give you a platform to tell your story about the Heavy Grail. And then he started talking to me about all the previous Norbauer designs he did. And I was like, oh my God, like everything kind of culminates with the Heavy Grail. Like you're totally right. It's like the magnum opus for him. Yeah. He like built up to it, and that's like his send off. Right. Before he is starting his new project. And I was like, we got to make a film about this. Like we have to like, at first it started off with like, I'm just going to do like a standard like YouTube video like what I did with the Jane. I don't know if you've seen that, but like I was like, I was essentially do that, but with the Heavy Grail. And the more I thought about it, I was like, I could pitch to him like making like a full documentary. Like we could do a whole like film about the life of Ryan, because essentially everything that he learned designing all the other keyboards, he put into the Heavy Grail. So I was like, oh my God, like there are so many details. And he was like, I'll just like send you one, and you can like have a look and like see what you think. And I was like, okay, like, yes, please. Dream keyboard. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I'm using it right now. And he was, the more I looked at it, the more like crazy details there are, like the way the gasket is shaped, and like he uses like merino wool for sound deadening. Like nobody else does that.
That's crazy. I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, and he like uses it because he got it like engineered, I think.
Only Norbauer,
to like make sure, to make sure that it like, like the sound is essentially the same across no matter what desk you use. Like no one thinks of that.
Exactly.
So I was like, this is insane. And essentially, what's happened now is I decided to like, I ended up pitching to Ryan the idea of like making a film that tells his story through the lens of his friends. So I've interviewed like Olivia from GMK Olivia. I've interviewed Teha, and like a few other of his friends, like Man of Interest and a few of the other people. And yeah, it's just about piecing the film together. We paid Ansel to go to LA to film Ryan and Teja hang out for a day and like take Ansel through his warehouse and see the
when did that happen?
Entire thing.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that happened last year.
Exactly. So I'm like saying, when is it coming?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because currently I'm waiting on interviewing a few people.
Yeah.
And yeah, but also like, yeah, I don't know. Like the plans could develop like that. Like we have this like dream of like making it to the US this year at some point. So like if that happens, I would want to film some stuff there too. So I don't know. But the idea is to release like some kind of trailer or something so that people can can have a sus.
I think people kind of like whisper about it. Like people know about it somehow.
Really?
I don't know how, but some people know about it, right? Or at least people I've talked to in the keyboard hobby do know about it.
Yeah.
So like I think when the trailer comes, it's gonna be like, oh my god, it's coming, and then we're gonna wait another like 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know. It would probably. Yeah. I mean, I want it to be like great, you know. So
exactly.
I'll probably take my time with it, but.
Oh yeah, take all the time.
Thank you to Mr. Yellow over here. Appreciate it. Sorry, I wasn't reading the chat, but now I am.
Yeah, me too. Should read the chat. I thought it was just gonna be a vid, but now hearing it, yeah, it's gonna be something crazy. I think. I haven't even seen it. Yeah, I hope it'll be something.
I didn't want to tell too many people because I didn't want to hype it up like way too much. But
it's alright. You know. Yeah, it's okay. There's like 4 viewers is fine. It's alright. But yeah. Okay.
Everyone counts.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really cool. I'm glad. I can't wait to. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just reading the chat again. My bad.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. Ansel did post a teaser.
Oh, that's why people know. Okay.
Yeah. My bad. Right. I forgot about that.
I don't think I saw the teaser. I'll look.
It was right at the end of one of his videos.
Oh, okay. I'll
and it was like at Ryan's house. It was so funny because Ansel filmed that bit while I was like on a laptop in front of Ryan, and I just watched the whole thing happen. And I was like, what is going on right now?
That is.
And Ryan was like, what is this?
What the hell?
But
that's
yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, yeah. So I'll ask you about your workflow because a lot of people want to know about it, including me. So how would you start like a video? What's your workflow for getting into a video?
Oh man, like absolute implosion all the time. Like just panic. it's like I don't even know like Ansel's like isn't this keyboard bang? And I was like
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy. I'm gonna look into that right after
something
the stream.
like that.
I want to see that. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. It's just like panic. It's like I've been pretty lucky because only like QWERTY Keys keyboards have been like really propping me up like with the channel.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think I have like a pretty strong sort of like ethos when it comes to YouTube because I'm very much like everything like I'm not like this with anything else in life, but with YouTube I'm like very much planned. Like I'm like I want everything to be good.
Yeah, you told me about that. I was like, I couldn't do that. So, like a lot of my stuff is planned, but then I deviate. So.
Well, see, that's crazy because I think your plans are ridiculous. Because you showed me your Miller note, and it was like color coded, and I was like, oh my god, like this is insane. Like I thought I was doing something, and you're just like cooking over here. I was like, what is going on?
Yo, but like I watch your video and then I watch my video. I'm like, what is going on?
Come on.
Like I planned this, and then like take us through. I guess the QK80 video, like the premium field video. I want to.
Oh my god.
I want to know how that kind of happened. Yeah.
Okay, so. The base principle for me is like, there's too many videos on YouTube where people are reviewing a piece of tech or a keyboard or whatever, and it's like, I have already used this for 2 weeks. I have already used this for 1 month. And I'm like, why does no one show that? Like you actually using it for 1 month, you know? So I was like, I'm gonna just do that, like, and just see what happens. Like that's like one of the main principles. And then like, also lean on the fact that I literally don't know anything about keyboards, because again, I've only been in the hobby for like a year and a half, so I'm like, I don't know what's happening, man. So the
I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard, but yeah.
So like the whole idea of it is like, I guess like follow me as I try to figure some shit out, and then that's like the base principle of all the videos.
Right.
And then the second one is I have to come from like a user perspective. So like the review can't be about the specs,
right?
Because
not a spec
that's
dump.
not something that because people can't really relate to that. Like okay, it's got like 5 million flex cards and like whatever. See you later. See you later, mate.
See you, man. See you. Thank you for being here.
Nice
seriously.
to hang out.
Yeah, like seriously. Thank you for being one of the 4 viewers. Yeah. Next.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like people can't really relate to spec sheets and all that kind of stuff, because it's just like numbers and all that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So essentially the idea is like try to put the viewer in my shoes and try like to understand like the feeling of the board. But yeah. Oh, see you later, Syntics.
Bye. See you.
Nice to hang out.
Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Yeah. The
putting the viewer in your shoes.
Yeah, essentially. And
that's
like it's really yeah, thank you.
Because nobody does that. No one...
I mean, it's hard.
Okay, like listen, it's hard, but then I don't know, in this shot where you like went away and cooked something, right? That was like a really nice intermission. In the shot, it was something crazy, because I haven't seen that in the hobby. I've seen someone like make coffee, but that was at the beginning of their video. This was in the middle, and then we're greeted with this like cut, and then what was it like? You started interviewing people. I think it was that.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So that thought process actually happened after I had another call with Dylan, who's in the video actually.
Yeah.
Because I was like really stuck. That video took me like 4 months to make, because I was like,
crazy.
I like planned the whole thing, and I'd just get to the end and be like, it doesn't stick. Like nothing makes sense. You know what I mean? And
I'm like that right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, because like for my videos, I try to have multiple storylines. Like I can't just have one, because if I have just one story, and I think most YouTubers sort of know this, but like if you have one storyline and someone gets bored of it, then they'll just click off. But if you have like 2 or 3 storylines, there's more reason to be invested.
Right. But it's also
and
really
that's
hard to pull off. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just sort of like basics of filmmaking. Like you want to introduce more characters and then like resolve them, and then have like a 3-act structure where it's like
write that shit down. But yeah.
But you want to have like, you know, like the character, and then you want to have like some sort of turmoil, or like they're figuring something out, and then you want to have the resolution at the end. Like you don't have to do that, but that's like the framework, right?
Yeah.
So when I did that video, it was like I was feeling a way about the keyboard, because like I couldn't get it to sound good, but it wasn't coming across on video. So instead, what I decided was, after that call with Dylan, because when I called him, he said, one of the great parts about my videos is that I interview other people. So I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So I ended up calling the boys, I guess, like Jayu, like Tofu and Anzor, and I just wanted to get as many opinions as possible, and sort of talk about like why, like use the call to show my thinking process. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it was very intentional of like, I want to call and they essentially speak what my mind is thinking. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was like, so you can see that I'm thinking through what they're saying, but like without me saying, oh, so after a few days, it feels like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
It's just a bit more interesting.
I've been there, where like you have a thing and you have a beginning and where you want to get to, but not like a line, and you've used an interview to connect those two things, which is great. Yeah. That's crazy.
I try my best, yeah.
Good work.
But yeah,
man.
so like, thank you. But yeah, that's like sort of the idea, right? It's like, if I don't like to tell, I like to show, really. Like, that sounds kind of wanky, but like,
it's true.
You know, because if I say something that people can already sort of understand by glimpsing at it, then I'm just padding out the video for no reason.
Right.
So yeah, that was the whole reason for that. That's one specific thing. But that video was crazy because I think I showed you the timeline, right? There was like, I don't know, and it was just massive. Like there was just so much shit happening.
Right.
Yeah.
But then like a lot of the shots, I'd say, even like we'll get into the shots in a second, but like there was one specific shot with the keyboard and sunlight. And when I saw that, that's when I texted you the other day, like, hey man, listen, this is a magnum opus video. Like, that shit slapped. Like I watched it again because I wanted to see that one shot, and then watched it again. Yeah.
Was it the one where it was like on the floor and it was like the sun was like shining? Yeah. That was.
And the music with it, it worked. It just worked. You know.
Thank you. It was definitely excessive, but that was like me just being like, I want to try. Perfect. Oh, thank you. But yeah, it was very much like if you're in this video right now, I'm gonna like really use the music to see how much emotion I can get out of someone for a keyboard, because it was because I guess I have a background in like documentaries, because that's what I used to do with like work and stuff. So it was like doing this is like practicing creating contrast with like happiness, and then like figuring shit out, and then sort of like a euphoric ending.
Right.
I don't know. It sounds so wacky.
I don't know what to tell you, man. If there was a recording of me when that shot came on the first time I watched the video, it was like I was screaming. All right, doesn't matter.
Thanks, dude.
But yeah, take us through how you like. Now you told us how you plan the video, or at least the storylines in your video.
Yeah.
How do you, I guess, plan the shots? How do you get the shot like ideas? How do you set them up? Like, what are you thinking?
Actually, sorry, just real quick. I don't think I actually said how I plan.
Right. No, you told us just the story.
Because I was just doing. Yeah. I don't want it to sound like I'm darting around it, but literally, I don't know. I just don't know how I plan it. It's literally just like I record the unboxing, and then I have to like really notice what I feel like when I unbox it. Because like with the QK80, it was like, this sounds so wanky, but it was like, with the QK80, it was like, I was like, why is this so good? Like, what makes this keyboard so much better than all the other ones, you know? And that became the theme of the whole video, because I was like, I don't understand. This price is like the same as the other, but it's just like so much better for me for some reason. But yeah, that's how I came up with the storyline for that, and that's pretty much how I come up with the storyline for everything else.
And
but
like,
that's not very repeatable.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you write that? That's what I was just about to ask. Like, how do you open? Do you just like when you come to make a video? Do you write open the box and see how I feel, and then like write out what you're thinking?
So oh man, it's so messy because so I write what do I say? I like plan out the sort of structure before I even touch the box. It's like I sort of know, which I'll touch on shots and all that kind of stuff, but I sort of know the rough structure of like the video will be like, I open it, something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna sort of look at it, and then I sort of introduce like the 3 storylines, whatever they may be, and then just sort of leave gaps so that I can fill it when I'm actually doing it.
That's really cool.
Because then when it goes to like like when I film the unboxing, then I can be like, what what's that feel like? Or I don't know. It sounds so cringe, but I'm just trying. It's actually what happens.
The reason I'm saying like that sounds so cool and all that, because I have a different workflow. I fucking hate reviewing. Hold on, my fucking autofocus. All right, I absolutely hate reviewing. Like I got this keyboard. I tried to review it. I can't, because I like writing a lot and then knowing where my video is going before I do that. And because then it's a little harder for me to just come up with the idea and then write it. It takes longer. It takes way longer.
Yeah. 100%.
Like build the keyboard and then see what I think about it. No, I usually go in after I've built the keyboard, and then I just repeat everything, which is, I guess, more normal, but I shouldn't be doing that. I feel I'm not going to be reviewing many keyboards, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's how I write reviews.
Interesting. Yeah, because I can't, like, there's like a line, right? There's like a sort of, I guess it comes from documentary filmmaking, where you sort of like plan where you need to be to capture something. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm completely self-taught, so I don't know if I'm doing things the right way or whatever that means.
Doesn't matter.
But
as long as you're getting it done.
I guess, yeah, because for me it's like I'm like the laziest person on the planet, right? So like if I'm let's say filming a documentary or whatever, and I haven't planned at least what I want the base story to look like, and I go and try and film it, I'm gonna miss everything. I'm just gonna be so lazy, and I'm just gonna sit down. I'm just gonna point my camera and be like, yeah, and then just like that's it. So, for me, if I can get as much thinking out of the way as possible at the start, while leaving there to be space for stuff to happen, then it works.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I guess. Thank you.
That's pretty cool. So, and the shots, like, how do you? So I see that there's not very many viewers. It's fine though. What I'm gonna end up doing is probably make this a hyperlapse into like just a stream hyperlapse, and it'll just be on live. That's so I'm basically asking things for the video at this point. But
that's true.
What? How do you get the like shots? How do you write them down?
Oh, Mama.
Thank you, Mama.
Absolute legend.
My guy. He's the homie. How do you
absolute legend.
In your I want to like circle back to the shots. In your script, for example, do you have and there is this shot here, or do you just come up with it as you're filming?
That for me comes up with like
really?
It comes up as I film, yeah.
That's crazy.
So Yellow Nothing says for me when I write, I take 20 minutes thinking about where and how I should start, and then from there I don't really. Yeah. Wow. See, I can't do that. But where and how I should start, and then from there,
For me, it's
that's crazy. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's so true. Because like hearing, like he says, like hearing different ways of writing is super cool. Because like I can't just like untap my brain like that and just like let it happen.
That's crazy. For me,
if that's what he means.
That's all I work. That's all how I work.
Wow.
I'll like be in the shower, and I'd have to open up Notion and just brain dump what I just thought. Yeah, in the middle of the shower, I'll do that because I get all these ideas.
Best place.
Yeah, exactly. And then later, I'll come to my computer, and then I'll just start typing just everything. Like I'll have an essay by the time I stand up. And that's then crazy. Later, I just add in like really cool shots. So that's how burnout videos kind of working right now. I'll show it to you in a second, but yeah. It's great.
That's interesting. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, Yellow's also saying the same thing. Because, I'm like, I can't do that. Because, I mean, I think I'm just super lazy. Because, like, I get the thoughts, I get the ideas.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, write that shit down. So I get out of the shower, I write it down on my phone. But then after that, I sit down to expand on it. And I just hit a block. Really? And then I'm like, nah. Yeah.
That's really interesting, actually. I wonder if there's like a way, I don't know, to fix that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. It's really cool. For me, it's like, I also haven't really figured out my workflow to like a T yet. Yeah, because same. I'm definitely like diamonds are made under pressure kind of guy. Yeah. Like I have to smash myself right at the end and stay up till like 2 a.m. 3 nights in a row.
I remember and like, I text you on Instagram and then you're like, I can't right now. I can't.
Yeah. I feel like when you hit that block, then it's not really meant to be. Like, if you can't talk more about it, then it shouldn't really. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Yeah, you could interpret it as that, but for me, it's more like I hit a block, then I'll go watch a show, and usually that show will kind of unlock it for me. Like the other day, I was watching actually a music video, and I don't know if you know the PCB video, my first one where I kidnapped my friend. Yeah. That entire thing came from the Bad Habit music video by Steve Lacy. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's so funny. That's crazy. You did a good job with that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I thought I did a terrible job with that. But yeah.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, sorry, shots. Oh my god, I've dodged it 3 times.
It's okay. It's okay. It's great.
Yeah, shots are like the... How do I say it? Oh, sorry. I say the same thing with music. A lot of writing starts from lyrics. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mark.
Oh, what's up?
That's my homie.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The shots I don't plan at all. It's like purely like feel based, I guess. Like it's really, I don't know how else to say it. I'm very much like impulsive in that. Where I'm like,
don't understand that at all. Yeah.
Well, there's like a framework, right? So it's like every single typing test for me is like it has to be a long shot. Like the camera has to be far and then tallied in because it's like it looks nice. It looks like an isometric view kind of thing.
I need to try that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. Like you get it high and then just like tally in. And then I have multiple angles because having one angle is like
kind of boring. Yeah.
I don't know, kind of boring at this point.
I just make mine really short so they're just one angle. Yeah.
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 I like to. So actually, just on a quick aside about that, like I'd start the typing test and then I would like sort of midway through it. So like midway being like 2 seconds in, I'll start talking and I'll like cut to different shots.
I have noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm just like, it speeds it up and you only need to hear it for a little bit. But, no, it's just, I don't know. So yeah, there's like those sort of basics.
Yeah.
And then like, you obviously want like, well, for me, it's like, I'd want to get like an establishing shot. So if I'm introducing a new day, it's like, the next day. I gotta film the wide shot of the office. Or I gotta film a wide shot of whatever. Or if I'm trying to tell a story of like, I've been tinkering with this keyboard. I do a really tight shot of like a bunch of tools just like laying on the table or something.
Whoa. Yeah.
Or something like that. Because then it's like, you can see that stuff has been happening while the camera hasn't been on. And then it's... Yeah, and then when it's doing like... Let's say I'm doing... I don't know. If I want to add interest, it's always like have things in the foreground and then like blurred out and then like focus in the middle and then stuff in the background's blurred out as well, just for visual interest. But
cool.
haven't. And then like I don't know what else, like when lighting for a face like this, I guess like have like half the face lit, get like the Rembrandt if you can.
Yeah.
But you know, if you can't, then you can't. Whatever.
Look at me right now. I am not Rembrandt right now. It's also because I switched the angle like seconds before we started the stream, and my light is still here instead of here, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's crazy that you have like shots for specific things in a video. That's really cool because for me, I'll read Yellow's thing in a second. For me, it's as I'm writing kind of the story, I need a shot to fit the story, something interesting to fit the story. So like a transition shot. I have a shot where I have a board over there, and basically I transition from that board by sitting down into here. And I don't know how you could write that the way you do, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think unfortunately a lot of it happens in my head because I'm like, I'd write the script or like, you know.
Yeah.
So recently, because my videos have been way less scripted, but they've been planned. That wasn't too bad. No worries.
It's okay.
What I do is I dot point everything, and then it just comes to my mind of like I kind of need, like I'm sort of like thinking of how do I say this? What am I saying? Oh yeah, because they're less scripted now. Sorry, because they're less scripted now. I've already got those dot points out of like where I want the story to sort of go. But I don't actually film everything sometimes. Like sometimes I just journal my thoughts on the keyboard into the Milanote of like on that day I did this, and then at the end of the day I'll like film all the stuff or like fill in the gaps or whatever.
Damn.
I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, because like if I'm like, luckily because I work for myself, right? I can be like, if I'm editing that day and I'm using the QK100 for example, and I'm like something's going funny, I can like write it out into the Milanote and be like, all right, go back to work, and then and then I'll like block off like a couple hours in the day and just film that.
That's really cool. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess
it's really interesting to see that me, you, Yellow, we all have like different like madness to or like different ways to create videos. But yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you, man. We'll end off with like just what does the future hold for AVI? What are we looking into?
What does the future hold?
Yeah.
I've got, oh my god, I'm trying to make more consistent content for sure. So like I'm trying to figure out how to like make something that happens again and again and again, maybe like every week, but I don't know what that looks like. I'm gonna really cut back on the review style content and try something different. You'll see it soon, like on the channel, like within the next week, if anyone's curious.
Okay. Yeah.
But it would be like a different style of more introspective thinking type stuff about keyboards.
Yeah.
And like sort of like where I think the hobby is, or stuff like that, without being too dramatic.
Yeah.
And then I've got a lot of videos coming up actually with like keyboard designers. I've got a video with Ori, which is it's this keyboard here. It's actually very, very, you know what?
Yeah, let's see it.
I don't know if you've seen this.
Oh damn! No,
but it's like very nice, and like the side profile is like, yeah,
that's crazy.
It went all out.
That's it.
Watch this like fall over. But yes, I've got a video with them, and I've got a video with Mode, which we're doing.
Yeah, that's it.
Because we like at Yuzu we do.
Yeah, I saw that
there's
actually
a new
on the Yuzu Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, so because we do all like the renders for Mode. Yeah, so video with Mode. Got a video with TGR coming up about the unicorn, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Sam, who is TGR, he sent me like all the keyboards that inspired it, which is really cool. And I've got like the first ever like prototype of the unicorn. It's like literally back there.
What?
It's insane.
That's
I feel like
crazy.
I'm holding gold.
Can
I'm
we
like,
see it? Can we see it? Just a quick tease.
I gotta get it.
All right,
it's just behind me, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, fine. I'll entertain the stream.
Okay.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We're gonna end the stream in a bit. I'd say about like 5-10 minutes. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it's been a pleasure interviewing Avi, and this will be like a hyperlapse later on. Yes, Dark Shadow, I will entertain you. Thank you. Yeah, there we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
I
it's
can't
kind of
wait.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Bro, hang on. Sorry. This is weird.
1 second. This jazz music is going mentally insane. Just give me a second.
You're good.
It's too much. I need something calm, bro. There we go. Wait, what?
All right, ready?
Have you ever used "Probably" by Haranoda on a video?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just clicked it by accident.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Such a good
next.
song.
Yeah.
It is. It's like
what?
it looks almost identical to how it looks now.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know if you can see that.
is this the first ever prototype?
Yeah, this is the first ever prototype.
Like purple coating? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Purple on red.
It's crazy,
That's
right?
sick. And there's no unicorn logo though.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have the weight on it. Hang on. Here's one I prepared earlier. Wait a second. Yeah, so like obviously like the actual unicorn has that,
Damn. Yeah.
right?
Damn.
And, like-
Unicorn is pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's crazy. I can't wait for
so
that video.
thank you. Yeah, so I'm actually interviewing him on Friday, so a couple days from now.
Oh, that's sick.
Um,
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so that's the TGR video, and then obviously the Norbau one,
Yes. Can't wait for the normal.
which is gonna be, yeah, that one's gonna be kind of nuts if that pans out well.
If
But
that
the mode
ever
one
comes out.
yeah.
Yeah.
The mode one, is gonna be pretty good as well, because that's gonna sort of cover Mode as a company. I think
Yeah.
most of these videos are gonna cover the company itself. But not so
That's
much.
great because we don't have that
Yeah.
in the hobby yet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so, because I kind of want to like interview, like give the designers a platform to talk
Yeah.
about their designs. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it right now. Protozoa, actually. I don't
Oh,
know if you know
yeah.
about Protozoa.
I've seen them do some crazy shit lately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have like a keyboard you can swap the top out and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like
That's
back there
crazy.
somewhere.
We'll
But yeah.
look at that later. So yeah, thank you, Avi. You guys can find Avi anywhere on, I think, in the title and in the description of the video. You can find Avi. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you soon. You want to say anything? say anything, say goodbye.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I was sorry, I was just reading the chat.
That's okay.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was absolutely sick.
Thank you, man.
First time I've ever been on a stream, so
yeah.
Sorry if I missed my shit.
Nah. You were great. All right, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and end stream. Okay. That was great, man. Thank you.